Hi, and welcome to the introduction to advanced blogging and traffic. As you know, creating a blog is an easy thing to do, but some of you may not know how to do that, so I'll talk about that as well. But in addition to creating a blog, what can you do to improve it? What can you do to improve the search engine optimization of the blog? How can you add RSS feeds or deal with RSS feeds? How can you ping the blog? And how you can improve the blog as a whole and get more traffic to your blog. And that's what this whole video series is all about. Now, before I dive into the meat of this video series, what I want to do is give you a brief overview of each individual videos just so you know what to expect. I'm a big believer in showing you what to expect before we get to that spot, because if you know what to expect, you know how it works, even though you don't know how to do it, and you know what tools that you need to have, when you get started, you will know what to expect and you can put all the pieces of the puzzle together very, very easily. So it makes it easier for you in the long term. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first video is this particular video, and I need not talk too much about that. But the second video is about different blog platforms. In this video, I dive into two different types of blogging platforms. In fact, in this video series, I will be talking about blogger.com, which is a hosted solution, and I'll be talking about WordPress, which is a self hosted solution, which means that you host it on your own website. Blogger.com is hosted by Google or Blogger, so you don't have to have any domain names or anything like that. So I give you two different avenues so that you can pick and choose which one is best suited for you. Now, while I do recommend WordPress, blogger.com is just as good in different areas, especially, getting good ranking because of the high page rank that Blogger has. But instead of going into that right now, I just want to go through it and talk what the videos are going to be about. But you can expect that I'm going to talk about domain names, web hosting, and the tools that you need and how to get cheap hosting and things like that. Then in video 3, we're going to talk about what to avoid doing to your business blog. There's a lot of a lot of myths out there about blogs and what you can do to blogs. But there's a lot of things out there that people do to their blogs that waste time and waste money. So we definitely want to avoid these few things. Video 4 will talk about RSS feeds, creating RSS, testing it, and tracking your stats. And if you don't know what RSS feeds are, I'll dive in a little more detail in that later. But RSS feeds allow you to basically, for your audience to basically know what's happening on your blog. But more on that later. Video 5, we're going to talk about how to make your blogs SEO friendly. As you already know, Google, Yahoo, and MSN and other search engines love blogs simply because they are, like journals. They have good content on them. But even though they love it, you can make it even more search engine optimization friendly so that you can improve your ranking on the search engine. So you take it one step further than the rest of the people that aren't doing these tactics and you get ahead of the game. Video 6 is about blogging to email. The question is, well, okay, you do email marketing and things like that. How do you, every time you post a blog post, how do you have that sent to someone's email? Hence the name blog to email. So we'll talk about that later down the road. Then we'll talk about pinging your blog. Every time you update, a post, how do you tell the world that it has been updated? And how do you ping your blog? Video 8 will talk about blog commenting. If you don't know what that is basically a traffic or marketing tactic that allows you to get traffic from other people's blogs. So what you can do is you can go to other people's blogs that are similar in your niche and comment on their blogs and get good traffic and good backlinks back to your site. And then video 9 we'll talk about other marketing tactics that you can use, other tactics to drive traffic to your blog. And not just specific to blogs, you can use these same concepts and apply them to other types of marketing. If you're marketing your products, if you're marketing someone else's products, you can use these same concepts. And that's the beauty of this video series, that you can apply it to other things than just blogs for video 8 and 9. So without further ado, let's move on to the tools that you're going to need. The good thing is the tools you're going to need are mostly free. Now, it depends on you. If you do want to do specific things to your blog, like customization, you might have to dish out some money, but let me talk about that right now. You're going to need a domain name. You're going to need web hosting. If you do WordPress, if you do Blogger, you're not going to need a domain name. You're not going to need a web hosting. You're going to need time, you're going to need the internet, and you're going to need your brain. Well, that's common sense. I figured I'd let you know as anyways. WordPress, it's a self-hosted solution, so you're going to need that domain name and web hosting. Blogger, you don't. Then you're going to need some cash dependent on what you want to do. For example, you want to change the look of your WordPress theme. You want to hire somebody to customize your site. It'll require some cash, but more on that later. I'm not talking about several $100s. I'm talking about less than $100 or less than $50. And if you do go the route that I go, that I'll show you in just a minute, you really don't even have to dish out more than $30. So if you are strapped for cash, but you do want to implement this, you did spend some money on this video series, then my goal is to make it so you don't have to spend as much money. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to video 2. Now let's talk about different types of blogging platforms, what's available to you, Blogger or WordPress, so that you can see which route you want to take. What is the best route for you? Because you know your business better than I do. In fact, most of you, I don't know who you are, but I do know that you know your business better than I do, so you can see what route is the best to take. So let's go ahead and move on to video 2.